Hello, everyone. Porterhouse here, and I have a couple of announcements. Now, I'm just going to let you know right off the bat here that this is probably going to ramble a bit, and hopefully, I'm understandable. And if you'll be patient, you'll understand why I'm prefacing this video this way. Now, first off, the big announcement was I got COVID back on like the second or third of this month, literally like the day before I was supposed to go in and get vaccinated. Long story short, one of my daughter's co-workers gave it to her, and then she brought it home. Fortunately for her, she was already vaccinated, so she was fine. She did get COVID, but the symptoms, she went through it like in 4 or 5 days. So getting vaccinated still helps, even if you catch it. I mean, you can still catch it, but being vaccinated shortens the span and the severity. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky, and I hate to say it, but I kind of underestimated it, and I was just treating it like it was a bad cold. And unfortunately, by the following week, I was having really bad problems breathing. Went into the world's worst hospital emergency room, where they literally looked at my oxygen percentage, drooping into the 80s, where it should have been at least the 90s. Said that's fine. I'm not even sure if they really took an x-ray. If they did it really poorly, because they did it from like 5-6 feet away through a glass window, and then pronounced me fine and sent me home. And 2 days later, I was in the emergency room of another much better hospital, and within an hour or two of me being there, I was on a machine because I stopped being able to breathe on my own, and I nearly died right there in this emergency room. And fortunately, the doctors and the nurses that were in this urgent care emergency room facility, it's separate from a hospital, kept me going until the doctor was finally able to get me transferred to a full-fledged hospital, where they have a very specific ward for people that have really bad COVID. And in my case, it was COVID pneumonia, double pneumonia, both lungs. And they had to put me on the machine again because I stopped being able to breathe by myself. And they just started pumping medications into me, and by the next day, they were able to take me off the machine, and I just started coughing up. This is going to be gross, so I'm going to warn you. I started coughing up brown stuff, which was literally lung mucus, blood, and some other, viral things. These people absolutely saved my life. I almost died like twice. And the treatment was conducted by a doctor who has been developing his own treatment for COVID for the last 2 years. He's a respiratory specialist, very nice fellow. And he was actually really skeptical of my survival at first. Did not pull any punches, which is fine. And I was literally laying there in the hospital room in the dark with my cell phone, sending messages to my family and my friends and other people, telling them goodbye, because I literally thought I was on my way out of this world. So now, the next day, I started feeling a little bit better, and they got really aggressive with the treatments. The mixtures of steroids and other medicines to keep my lungs open and cut down on the inflammation, and then some antivirals to kill off the COVID. So long story short, I was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks, and I was finally discharged. Let me look at the calendar. Wow, that is really hard to believe. I was discharged on Friday the 20th after being in there since, I believe, the 10th. No, yeah, something like that. I was literally in there almost 2 weeks. The downside to this, I mean, it's great. I survived, and I'm going to live. I'll be fine. The damage to my body is pretty extensive. I had no idea that COVID could do this. Honestly, I lost 30 pounds, almost 30 pounds, in that span of time, that less than 2 weeks. And it ate muscle mass first. So I'm pretty weak. I have to be on oxygen if I'm not sitting at my desk or laying in bed. I might even have to put it on while I'm talking to you guys. So Papa Porter was really, really sick. I've gone from Papa Porterhouse to Papa Strip Steak. Hopefully you guys find that funny. But the good news is yes, I am recovering. How much I will recover, I don't know. So the doctor did point out that a lot of the damage to my body may be permanent. It may not be extensive, but it will be permanent. So my lung capacity is fantastic. The ability to absorb oxygen is a little iffy at this point, and if I get up from my desk or leave or bed, or if I leave my bedroom, basically I have to have a oxygen tube. I have like 50 feet of air tube that I can run through the house that's hooked to a machine that will pump oxygen into me, and so I can go to the kitchen or whatever. And going to the kitchen for a drink or food is less like a trip to the kitchen and more like a deep sea diving expedition with all the hose I got to drag around. I'm going to be on this for 2 to 3 weeks. The good news is that my employer has unequivocally said that I will not lose my job. They want me back as soon as they can, and they're already kind of formulating a plan to ease me back into working gently, because they understand how fragile I am right now. And this is going to probably take months, if not a full year, before I even feel close to what I was before I got sick. So that's what happened to Papa Porter. I'm okay. I've gotten a lot of well-wishers and stuff, notes, DMs, Discords, Twitter, emails, all kinds of messages from everybody with their support. And it has been fantastic. And I'm not going to lie, it really, really helps knowing that there are people out there that gave a damn about me. And a lot more than I thought there would be. So anyway, that's that. That's the COVID thing. I'm going to be okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to announce is that I'm kind of changing the focus on the YouTube channel, and there are various reasons for that. I'm tired of Bethesda dragging their feet on Elder Scrolls 6, coming out with some crappy space game. We are long past due for Elder Scrolls 6, and just recently they released yet another version of Skyrim, where they basically took a bunch of people's mods, incorporated it into the game, and then re-released it. So it's basically now Skyrim with fishing. And I'm like, oh, really, really, Todd? And you know what? I actually can't blame Todd. He's probably hiding in his basement right now going, oh, dear God, people are going to hate me all over again. Because he doesn't get to make those decisions. He just has to deal with the consequences. So at least he doesn't make those decisions anymore. So anyway, and then there's the issue with Nexus mods coming out with this stupid idea with the mod packs. You have to have like the premium version of their mod manager to get the full effect of some of this stuff. So basically, they're just trying to pick our pockets, and I'm done. I'm tired of their crap. They've been hounding me too for some of the content that I've had up on the Nexus for years, and in some case 5 or 6 years, pretty much since I opened my channel. And so I'm done with them. That's not to say I will not do Skyrim or Fallout 4 mod reviews, but if I do, it's going to be kind of by request of the mod authors, and that does happen. Kaufman77, Knocked, if he ever comes out with another one, which I'm kind of doubting, because his life has gotten really busy, and he did a big series of complicated mods that just took a lot out of him. So he's kind of on hiatus, which is fine. I mean, I can understand that. He's just been working on maintaining the mods that he has. And also because of the Nexus thing, Noct Damarong pulled all of his mods off of the Nexus. And the reason for that is that they said after a certain day in August, you couldn't remove your mods anymore. They basically were trapping the mod authors under the Nexus, saying you can't remove your mods. And even when prior to that date, you had to fill out special forms and stuff to get your mods deleted off of the site. So he had to go through all that, and that includes all of my girls. Yeah, sorry, Wind. If you hear that, don't freak out. It's fine. And then he's slowly been putting them back up other places. So have I. May is already on Lover's Lab, and I will definitely be adding the others later. The only reason I haven't done it yet because I was thinking this might be a good opportunity for me to redo Tish, Shay, and Kira. May I might redo, but she's actually looking pretty good in the version that she is now. I may, well, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to redo all of them. And it's going to be largely cosmetic changes. I've noticed in the past that I used to, because of the EMBs I had, my girls looked really dark skinned in a lot of people's games. And so I've been making cosmetic changes to fix that so that they're more universal to no matter what EMB you're using. So lighten skin, changes to their makeup and highlights and all, and hair and everything. So, and then I also just want to release them as a mod follower pack instead of individual mods. So you'll have, and I'm going to call it the Porterhouse's Ravens or something like that, because there's a particular Odin's Raven tattoo from a pack that I like that I put on all of their backs. So that's going to be coming up eventually, I think. My problem is that my interest in Skyrim has been waning because of all the stuff that's been going on. But I do want to try that, so I have at least one last hurrah underneath my belt for my followers. And then I might also release a totally separate follower who will be my first non-Nord. She'll actually be a Bosmer elf, and I have been working really, really hard on her face presets, her face design, because again, my first non-Nord, I wanted to try an elf of some kind, but I still want her to be aesthetically pleasing and actually still be a Bosmer and not just a human with pointy ears. And I think I'm succeeding with that pretty well. So that'll be a whole separate mod. So again, long story short, I will still be doing some Skyrim and maybe Fallout stuff. But it'll be by request from mod authors or by request. And I do get requests from mod authors. It's like, hey, I'm doing this mod. I'd like you to cover it. And I'm like, okay. These are just like some of the better mod authors out there that are just absolute gems, real sweethearts. So I don't have a problem with that. But in general, I probably will not be reviewing anything off of the Nexus. They can kiss my butt. So, anyway, well, I did ramble a bit. But the other thing I was saying is I am kind of shifting the focus of the channel. There's going to be a mainstay of like 2 or 3 games that I'll do. One of them being Final Fantasy 14. I love doing videos with that. I might do some dungeons, some raids videos, not how-to videos, just me playing with my friends in my free company. And of course the event videos, which are always fun. I missed the Moonfire event is still going on. It's just that I'm so sick right now. I don't feel like sitting down and capturing and editing a lot of video for that. But and also, once again, all you WoW players that came over to Final Fantasy 14 because of what was going on with your game, welcome again. And you have been an absolute asset to the game, and it is really good to see you all there. I love the energy you guys brought with you. So, and then the other game, of course, is Destiny 2, because I am a Titan Sunbreaker main. And I know, yeah, you go ahead and call me a crayon eater. I don't care. I love that game. It does burn me out fairly quickly sometimes, though. I'm not gonna lie, but I still want to do lots of videos in that because I just enjoy the aesthetics of the game, the storylines, and a lot of other things. And then the third thing I'm going to be looking at is like indie games. Just doing various indie games that I can either play by myself or play with a group. And then I'm looking at the idea of like a subscriber video, so to speak, once a month, where I can play something like Humans Fall Flat or Fall Guys, or other games where we get a whole crap load of players together at once, and then I'll announce it, and then you guys can join in playing with me and my core subscribers, and we'll throw it up on a video and just have a good time. I might even open up a special voice Discord so you guys can join in and chit chat with me while we do it. So I think that would be a lot of fun. I love interacting with you guys, my subscribers. You guys are a small selection, which is mostly my fault, but what I got is like super great. You guys are always very supportive, and I get a lot of thank yous for various videos, which is always nice. So anyway, that's going on. That's what was going on with Papa. I'll be fine. It's just going to take me a long while to recover from the COVID, and we'll see how the shift in the channel goes. I want to kind of ease into that, and it's going to take me a while to build up viewership from the Switch. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys joined up just because of my Skyrim and Fallout 4 videos, and if you guys leave the channel, I won't be hurt. I understand, but I hope you do stay with me. And just another quick announcement. This was something I was discussing. I was doing kind of a podcast that's a little separate from gaming, although there will be elements of gaming incorporated in that. And basically, maybe a podcast about music, movies, gaming, stuff like that. And it came up the other day because I was talking with one of my good friends. His name's Guys King. He's an artist. And he and I are big audiophiles. And we were talking about music. And it ended up in like a 2-hour discussion. And the whole time I sort of started thinking that this would have made a good podcast video if I'd had recorded it. So I asked him about that, and he thought that was a good idea, and that he was definitely down for that. So we'll come up with like a theme night or a theme for each video, or we either talk about how music was in the past compared to now, popular culture. Like one of the subjects we talked about was when was the last time there was a movie that had an original soundtrack that gripped us. And I mean an original soundtrack. And I sat there for probably a good minute, and for the life of me, I couldn't think of anything in the last 20 years that has really gripped me. I mean, the closest we've gotten, I think, is video gaming, which has definitely been taking over that realm. Things like Halo. Everybody knows that Halo theme. I love the original Halo theme. So that'll be another series of videos we might do as well. So anyway, I hope you guys managed to get through this entire rambling message. I was going to try to script it out, but I just don't have the energy to sit here for 2 hours and write it. I imagine this sounds very confusing to everybody, and you do have my apologies. So anyway, keep an eye out on the channel. We'll be bringing you some different videos, some different games. Like I said, Final Fantasy 14, Destiny 2, indie games. If you have any suggestions for games you would like to see me play, or even play with me, shoot the suggestion to me at me in a comment. And anyway, I hope you found this video, rambling as it is, informative. And please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. And then I will start cranking out videos for you guys, and let's keep you guys entertained. Alrighty, talk to you all later.